We bring you the latest edition of NBC News with me, Nkhani Piri, and our sign language interpreter is Savita Wirima. Our top stories. President Professor Mutharika pardons 27 prisoners as an act of mercy during the Eid and Easter celebrations. Government pledges to offer all necessary support to thousands of households affected by floods in some parts of the country. And government steps up efforts in attaining inclusive education. Well, I'm glad you could join us. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika and the First Lady, Madam Professor Gertrude Mutharika, join all Malawians in conveying warmest wishes to Muslims across the nation on the auspicious occasion of Eid al-Fitr. In a statement, the first couple expressed wish that the lessons of discipline and empathy should continue guiding Muslims as they conclude the holy month of Ramadan, a period of profound sacrifice, prayer and self-reflection. The first couple has also expressed wish that the prayers of this holy month be a reminder of shared commitment to peace, love and the spirit of togetherness that defines the great nation of Malawi. The first couple has also expressed wish that Allah graciously accepts the Muslims' fasts and prayers and bestow his abundant blessings upon them, their families and the country. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has pardoned 27 prisoners as an act of mercy during the Eid and Easter celebrations. In a statement signed by Secretary for Homeland Security, Linda Moyo, the pardon is an exercise of the President's powers accorded to him under Section 82, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Republic of Malawi. According to the statement, the pardons include convicted prisoners who've served half of their sentences, the elderly, females and the chronically ill, and those that were selected to public universities. The statement further says the pardoned prisoners have met their requirements of the guidelines for the granting of pardon to convicted prisoners and have demonstrated good behavior, reform while serving their sentences. Meanwhile, Malawians have been called upon to maintain peace, love and live in harmony despite religious affiliations. Presidential Advisor on Religious Affairs, Apostle Timothy Koviwa, echoing the message conveyed by President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika to Muslims as they celebrate Eid, has further conveyed President Mutharika's commitment to safeguarding freedom of worship in the country. Chisomo Break reports.
There's a lot mainly coming from the president of this country, because in many countries Christians and Muslims or other groups, other denominations, they don't live together as we do in Malawi. So considering that the president took his time to send this message, it means a lot, because people might want to know that the president loves religious leaders and religious institutions, and even him, from the time he was an MP, before he became the president, he used to fellowship with a lot of Muslims from his constituency, where he used to represent the people of Chol. And from there, even when he was in Mangoch, he used to visit mosques and fellowship with the Muslims. But he's a Christian. He doesn't say, I'm a Christian, I cannot associate with the Muslims. So this means a lot, and it speaks to us as the Malawians that we need to unite. Despite of our religious affiliations, political affiliations, we need to come together and celebrate together. When we cry together. When we are in crisis, we go together. So you also see that during this Ramadan, at the close of Ramadan, and as we are celebrating, you find that even Christians has put on Islamic attires. Even the president himself and the First Lady have put on an Islamic attire, and the Muslims are not offended. Christians are not offended. We are brothers, we are cousins, we are all together. We are celebrating together. Whilst in other countries, it cannot happen. And this tells us as Malawians that we have a leadership. We have a leader who encourages all of us to express our freedom of worship in a way that we want, and in a way that will put us together as Malawians.
In Mzuzu, Muslims celebrated Eid prayers at Katoto Masjid, where the congregation was advised to pray for the mercy of Allah towards survivors of floods in the country. Member of Parliament from Zuzu Southwest, William Fyopo Mkandawire, said religious institutions play a vital role in spearheading development. Hassan Piri reports.
Muslims in Nzuzu gathered at Katoto Islamic Center where they conducted prayers to mark the end of fasting in the holy month of Ramadan. General Secretary for the Muslims Association in the Northern Region, Sheikh Hamis Silaki, urged Muslims to pray for Malawians that have been affected by floods in the country.
We should work together to develop this country. That's the main message that we have learned from this month of Ramadan, that unity is very important. And also assisting one another when there are challenges like the floods we are experiencing. Those friends of us, they need assistance. And that assistance should come from we, the Muslims, and other friends from other religions.
In his remarks, Member of Parliament from Zuzu Southwest, William Fyopo Mkandawire, said religious institutions play a vital role in fostering community and national development.
As leaders following the Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, it is very important that we take part in these gatherings because the religion plays a very big role in unifying the society, and for development to be meaningful, we really need to engage our friends from the region.
One of the participants who also contested in last year's general election as a presidential candidate, Adi Uchulungo, expressed his excitement to have joined Muslims in Eid celebrations.
It's extremely significant because you know what happens. We go through the 30 days, 29 days of fasting, which is a requirement from the religion or by Islam. So it's really important that we actually meet together as family, as neighbors, as community to celebrate. This is one of the celebrations that we have as Muslims. So it's really critical and it's very, very important.
Muslims across the world are celebrating Eid al-Fitr prayers, marking the end of fasting in the holy month of Ramadan. Hassan Piri, MBC News, Nzuzu.
Government has pledged to offer all necessary support to thousands of households affected by floods due to a heavy downpour in some parts of the country. Chief Secretary to the government, Justin Saidi, made the assurance when he visited some of the affected households in the districts of Mangochi and Machinga in the eastern region. Owen Mavula has a report.
The recent devastating floods that have hit most parts of the country have equally disrupted lives of many households in the eastern region. Apart from damaging infrastructure, the floods have displaced thousands of households, while some people have lost their lives. The tragedy has forced government through the Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODMA, to move in swiftly with relief efforts to address challenges the affected households are facing. Leading the response in the eastern region on behalf of State President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika is Chief Secretary to the government, Justin Saidi. He took time to visit some of the affected households in the districts of Mangochi and Machinga, where he offered a word of encouragement and distributed food items.
His Excellency State President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has delegated me to come and visit the people. In his own ways, he is sorry for the people. He normally takes these people as his neighbors. You recall that for the past maybe 5 years he has been here, and he takes them as members of his family. So he said, go and reach out to them, say sorry to them, but encourage them that government will not leave them alone. They will be supported. That's why we have brought a few things here for them, but also a few more things are coming. They are on their way.
Meanwhile, as part of supporting government's relief efforts, the Malawi Gaming and Lotteries Authority has handed over a check worth 300 million kwacha to DODMA towards supporting the affected households and to go towards humanitarian response for 2025-2026 lean season. Magla board chairperson is proud Chalila.
As Magra, we thought that it would be proper for us to assist our brothers and sisters who are in need of food, or clothes, and other items. Therefore, as management, we thought we should also assist them.
Available information indicates that about 3,642 households have been affected in 12 traditional authorities in Mangochi, while Machinga has over 3,000 affected households. Owen Mavula, MBC, Mangochi.
The Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODMA, says the population of households affected by flash floods in Mchinji is expected to increase as the department continues to assess the damage. Commissioner of DODMA, Wilson Moleni, has said this in Mchinji when the department was handing over relief items to over 504 households at Kaigwazanga village, T.A. Kawere in Mchinji. He since called on partners to join hands and assist the department as it continues to reach out to afflicted families in 16 councils which have been affected. Beatrice Mwape has filed a report.
This is the first time for Mchinji to experience a natural disaster of this nature and to this extent. One of the survivors, 40-year-old Loveness Chikumbwe, says the waters flooded their home around 4 a.m., sweeping away every household item, including their 10 chickens, 6 goats, and 20 bales of tobacco. Chikumbwe says, together with her 11 children, found a shelter at a nearby tree while watching their home and belongings being swept away.
The water found us when we were sleeping. When I woke up, I found my house flooded. I woke my children and took them out. Moments later, our house collapsed. Then the water swept us away. Lucky enough, we found shelter at a tree nearby our house. I have lost everything, including food.
Narrating his ordeal, Promise Moyo, who plies his trade at Kagwazanji, says all his merchandise has been damaged by the water.
I have lost a lot of merchandise. It has affected me a lot. I don't even know how to replace the damaged goods. Approximately, I have lost over 5.5 million kwacha.
Speaking after appreciating the damage and handing over the items, Commissioner of DODMA Wilson Moleni says in the meantime the department has a starter pack for those affected. He has, however, called for support from partners, stressing the number of those affected is more likely to increase as assessment of extent of the damage is still underway.
We have some startup resources, but we don't have enough resources to take this operation to the end. So we have, like here, brought some relief items. These are mostly food items, but these people need non-food items. Like the houses are destroyed, they need shelter, and most likely some of them will be staying at this school where we are, and they will need tents, they will need blankets, they will need a lot of other things that can make up their livelihoods whilst they are here.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament from Jinji North, Rachel Mazombwe Zulu, has commended government's swift response on the issue. She has since encouraged well-wishers to help those affected, citing they will be living in camps until they rebuild their lives.
We cannot leave everything in the hands of government. Government is watching over a lot of people. And what we want is that a number of donors must see this and come here and assist us to make sure that these people are being helped.
Reports from DODMA indicate that 13 people have died and over 9,500 households in 16 councils have been affected with heavy rains, which the country has been experiencing from 15th to 18th this month. Beatrice Mwape, MBC News, Lilongwe.
This is MBC News, a reminder of our top stories. President Professor Mutharika pardons 27 prisoners as an act of mercy during the Eid and Easter celebrations. Government pledges to offer all necessary support to thousands of households affected by floods in some parts of the country. And government steps up efforts in attaining inclusive education.
Uno ndi Kumalawi, dziko lodzaza ndi kuthekera maka iwo ogwira ntchito molimbika. Iwo ochita malonda ali nazo zifukwa zonse zopititsira patsogolo ntchito zawo, monga kukhala ndi yawo post office box. ndi Malawi Post Corporation sizikutenganso mtunda wautali kuti mubwezeretse kapena kutsekula post office box ndi kuyamba kulandira makalata anu mosavuta. Kwa onse ochita malonda, makampani komanso mabungwe ndi zotheka kukhala ndi post office box yanu kapenanso private bag malingana ndi kukula kwa kampani yanu. Anzanu oona patali anatsekula kale yawo post office box ndipo mtima unachita zii pa nkhani ya chitetezo cha makalata awo chifukwa box yawo amatsekula okha basi. Mukatsekula post office box ndiyo khazikika ndi zothekanso kusamutsa box yanu kupita dera lina. Kuti mubwezeretsenso kapena kukhala ndi post office box, pitani ku post office yomwe muli nayo pafupi. Malawi Post Corporation, worth your trust.
We continue with MBC News. Now, government says continued investment in leadership and management training is essential in shaping Malawi's economic future. Minister of Defence Feston Kaupa made the remarks in Lilongwe during the 2025 alumni celebration of the Eastern and Southern Africa Management Institute, ESAMI. Emmanuel Chikonso has the details.
The minister's remarks echo a message from President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, who applauded ESAMI's focus on infrastructure and human capital development, describing it as critical to Malawi's economic growth and national development. Feston Kaupa, a former lecturer at the institute, now the Minister of Defence, congratulated the alumni and urged them to take an active role in promoting good governance and national progress. Kaupa emphasized that effective leadership and strong management skills are key to driving sustainable development.
Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, the President of this Republic of Malawi, is to congratulate ESAMI for attaining 50 years of excellence in training managers and leaders for this economy, and not only for the economy of Malawi, but for the African region. Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika is encouraging ESAMI to continue this great work that they're doing, not only for Malawi, but for the Southern Africa part, where they continue to offer this kind of excellency.
Speaking at the same event, Minister of Justice Charles Mhango called on professionals to uphold integrity and professionalism. He said Malawi can achieve its development aspirations by embracing sound management practices and a strong work ethic similar to high-performing economies such as Singapore. Meanwhile, ESAMI Director General Peter Kyuluku commended government for its continued support towards capacity-building programs. He has since encouraged graduates to apply their knowledge and skills to drive transformation in their respective fields.
Our own expectation is these graduates are ready to shape the future of this country, to help Malawi to develop, to be the country that it should be, to help Malawi to become a beacon of excellence in the continent of Africa and in the world.
More than 50 alumni from the 2025 cohort were recognized at the event, which brought together professionals from across the region to reflect on leadership, governance and development. ESAMI currently operates in 10 African countries, contributing to the growth of the management expertise on the continent. Emmanuel Chikonso, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Ministry of Education, Science and Technology has underscored the need for effective collaboration in the realization of inclusive education and promoting girls' education in the country. Director of Inclusive Education and School Health Nutrition in the Ministry of Education, Virginia Kachigunda, said this in Lilongwe during the Oxfam Malawi Learning event for Supporting Girls' Education Project. Catherine Banda reports.
Kachigunda said inclusive education has been facing multiple challenges ranging from inadequate assistive devices for students with disabilities and inadequate material in the resource centers, hence the need for the collaboration with the stakeholders to iron out these challenges. She said government is in the process of adding training centers for special needs teachers to increase its capacity towards teaching students with special needs and also mobilizing enough support for the purchase of assistive devices for the learners with disabilities. She further said that the Supporting Girls' Education initiative is a vital aspect in ensuring the inclusive education, promoting girls' education, as well as contributing to the realization of Malawi 2063.
The government is already working on several interventions, and one is a collaboration with the stakeholders. As government, we are also working on increasing capacity in all levels for specialist teachers. As you may know, recently there was a graduation at the Machinga Teachers Training College, where we have teachers graduating to support learners in the primary, secondary schools, and even in the tertiary education.
Oxfam Malawi Country Director Edwin Mpando said the Supporting Girls Education project is being implemented in the districts of Machinga, Balaga, and Palombe with an intent of promoting girls' education through provision of bursaries, among other things.
Providing bursaries that support that girls remain in school, which include learning materials and also all other aspects that would actually ensure that girls are supported to complete their education. So providing bursaries is one of them, but also empowering them and also empowering communities so that they are aware of issues that are affecting girls.
According to the Ministry of Education, in 2024 to 2025 education year, government increased the enrollment of learners with disabilities from primary to secondary with 6%, enrolled 4% of learners with disabilities in basic education, and currently over 330 learners with disabilities are enrolled in various private and public tertiary institutions. Catherine Banda, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Malawi Economic Justice Network has called on young people to be active and participate in economic decision-making processes in the country. Regional Coordinator for Medjin, Mike Banda, made the remarks in Mzuzu during a town hall meeting targeting Mzuzu University students and youths from various organizations to discuss the state of the country's economy and its impact on young people. Chisomo Manda reports.
One of the good governance experts, Mavuro Bamusi, facilitated the discussions. One of the key issues frequently raised was why Malawi remains poor, despite being blessed with abundant natural resources and a youthful population. According to Bamusi, young people have a critical role to play in the country's development, emphasizing that they should be involved in every economic decision-making processes.
Malawi very soon will be implementing a number of development initiatives. For example, the 5 billion kwacha CDF money. So we should commend the current administration. The President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika administration, I think, has come up with a number of reforms, a number of anti-corruption positions, but also development initiatives like the 5 billion kwacha Constituency Development Fund CDF money. We think that this should prioritize the interest of the youths.
Regional Coordinator for Medjin, Mike Banda, said they will ensure that the discussions do not remain mere rhetoric, but should translate into tangible benefits for the benefit of the country.
Indeed, action has been a challenge in Malawi. We talk so many things, we discuss so many things, we write so many things, but for us to act on the things that we write, we discuss, it's really a challenge. But research has shown that probably issues of knowledge about these things is also a limiting factor for people to participate effectively and act effectively on issues that concern them.
A similar meeting is expected to take place in the southern region soon. Somanda, MBC News, Mzuzu.
Mobile service provider TNM says it is committed to being part of the solution to challenges confronting local communities in the country. Senior manager responsible for brands and communication at TNM, Gift Nkhoma, made these sentiments when the company launched the second phase of Mudziwatu initiative at Nkanda CCAP Primary School in Mulanje District. Temba Mwale reports.
To mark the launch of the second phase, TNM gave out 1,200 exercise books valued at over 2.5 million kwacha to learners at Nkanda Primary School at Chambe in Mulanje District. TNM Senior Manager responsible for brand and communications, Gift Nkhoma, said they chose to start with Nkanda following an appeal from traditional authority Nkanda. Nkhoma said TN Nkanda is just a starting point as they plan to roll out similar gestures throughout the country.
So we are here today because of TNM Mudziwatu project. This is a project that started in 2021, but we had to pause due to other reasons. But right now it's more of a relaunch of phase 2 of the project. So we had asked all the traditional authorities to select their projects. So TN Kanda selected this primary school to be a beneficiary of exercise box, which we have delivered today. Going forward, this is just a rollout. We'll apply this across country. We have all regions from Sanje to Chitipa, and this is a starting point.
Receiving the donation on behalf of the learners, Headmaster for Nkanda CCAP Primary School, Justin Kachala, hailed TNM, saying this will motivate learners to work hard in class. And a representative of TA Nkanda, Group Village Headman Fundi, said the goodwill demonstrated by TNM reflects government's commitment in promoting access to education, as evidenced in the recent introduction of free secondary school education, among others. Under the Mudziwatu initiative, TNM gives 1% of proceeds generated from its services back to the community. Temba Mwale, MBC News, Mulanje.
And that item wraps up this edition of MBC News. A reminder of our top stories. President Professor Mutharika pardons 27 prisoners as an act of mercy during the Eid and Easter celebrations. Government pledges to offer all necessary support to thousands of households affected by floods in some parts of the country. And government steps up efforts in attaining inclusive education. For the latest news, follow our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You've been with me, Kumbukani Piri, and Savita Wirima, our sign language interpreter. Thanks for watching and goodbye.
Some things don't arrive. They've always been. Not for a day, for all of time. Until quietly, something shifts.